Your Excellency, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, colleagues, good morning. I'll do it from here instead of the podium because I need to work the PowerPoint. I'll try and finish in 10 minutes so that we can get into the NADCO report. That is if SG of Jubilee takes his seat. Please clap for Honorable Kioni. The Honorable Musyoka spoke about the spirit of solidarity in the coalition. We hope you are also seized with the matter that those of us from near here, around the mountain, have a big thing on Friday. And yeah, we hope you are, isn't it? Yeah? I think the Honorable Kioni will have 2 minutes to explain, but the mountain will speak on Friday about where we are going and where we are going there. And so we hope that all of you in the coalition stand with us in encouragement, in words, in deed, in haya. Iyo ingine leader ongeza hapo. And I was quite happy to hear Honorable Kalonzo speak to the spirit of revolution, that look, if the political class keeps on betraying the citizen, you can well understand if the citizen exercises her constitutional right, to move things forward. Finance bill. Honorable members, I really hope no one on our side of the coalition, there was one of your colleagues who was caught off guard on national television saying that the Finance Act of last year brought food prices down. I mean, it is the most ludicrous kind of comment you can make. All taxes bring the cost of everything up. It's a very simple thing. So, now, honorable members, of course it starts with the budget policy statement. We discussed, honorable members, earlier in the year. It came to you. You may not see the numbers from the back. The point is, the budget policy statement that came through the House, was seeking to increase taxes by 324 billion. 324 billion in ordinary revenue and 41 billion coming from the fees that we pay that you call A in A. So the real question, honorable members, before you, as you go through the finance bill, is which of the measures that you'll be approving will be producing what amount? And this is part of the structural problem that we hope you could improve in the way the finance bill is presented to you. It is presented, of course, in the normal way, 5 segments, one for income tax, for VAT, for excise duty, miscellaneous, and so on, as well as tax administration. Each of the measures specified in there, the difficulty with it, it doesn't tell you as honorable members what really is the expectation from that particular measure that you are asked to approve. So you're in a sense approving a blanket idea and what should happen in our view. And the country director of CAS said we are the government in waiting. Well, when we are no longer waiting, then the finance bill will certainly be presented in a different manner. But honorable members, as you go through it, ask yourselves, which of the measures that you're being asked to approve, how much tax is coming from each of those measures? What's the impact of that measure on the citizens? Because I have 10 minutes, I won't go through the slides as they are laid out, but they'll be available to honorable members. And I should also add, this is a very preliminary analysis. And the Economic Council will be deepening the analysis and sending the report to you. Let me start with income tax. A number of difficult propositions brought up for you to approve. One is to see trade associations as though they are companies. So Kenya National Chamber of Commerce or KEPSA, to see trade associations as companies and therefore make them subject to income tax. You are also being asked to amend or delete Section 54 of the housing, the recent one for the housing levy. The impact of that deletion is that when the saver withdraws the money, then that money is subject to tax. You will also be asked to, you are being asked to approve a new tax for motor vehicles of between 5,000 and 100,000 per motor vehicle to be collected by the insurance companies when they insure your car. Now, the difficulty with this, of course, two difficulties. One, on third-party insurance, then what is the valuation that will be used? But most importantly, of course, that tax is going to percolate through the transportation sector, and transport costs are going to go up in general. You will also find you are being asked to change certain definitions. Section 2 of the bill is asking you to change definitions in Section 2 of the Income Tax Act to bring, as I said, trade associations to pay taxes, family trusts to pay taxes, and so on. And we urge you to say a big no. I want to move on to VAT. The big issue with VAT, again, is moving bread and flour and other food items basically to, you move them from zero rated to exempt. And the impact is that the inputs that go into making the flour, then the producers cannot claim back that VAT. And because they can't do that, obviously they push it to the citizen. Currently, we estimate unga might go up by about 10 to 15 bob. But I want to say here, it's a preliminary estimate. Obviously, you should be saying a very big no, because, we should be bringing the cost of living down, not what our colleagues in government are doing, which is to do everything to try and bring it up. In excise duties, you're being asked to change quite a number of things. Allow me to pick only one, which is to increase the excise duty on financial services. So, when people, and you remember last year, honorable members, this was moved from 12 to 15%. Now it is moving from 15% to 20%. That is the proposal. So when people use mobile money and all the financial services that are making financial inclusion better for Kenya, all those charges, the proposal is now for you or for the country to tax them at 20%, which we believe you should say a really big no. Allow me to stop there. The overall impact of what you're being asked to do is to increase the burden of tax, an average of 27,000 per person. When you think on it, the working population, so if you say the working age, and you say these 324 billion in new taxes or increased taxes and the 41 billion in additional fees, how much is that per person? Frankly, it is equivalent to 27,000 shillings for every working person. Now, obviously, children don't pay taxes, but if you are spreading it to everybody, including children, then it is nearly 6,000 for every person, man, woman, child. Surely it is not practical to do. We should say no, and I agree with Honorable Kalonzo that we must consider, going back to the streets if that is what is going to take to say no. I thank you very much indeed for listening. Thank you, Fred. Is it? Did I keep time? You did. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That was short, and thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now.